Yeah. So yeah, y'all, did y'all catch the All-Star weekend this weekend?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I didn't even watch All-Star Saturday. I did watch the game though. The game was lit.
Yeah.
But from what I've heard, the dunk contest was not so great.
The worst of all time, potentially.
Dunk contest is trash. Jalen Green looked like
Cole
a
Anthony
baby
Duncan and Tim's.
They missed like all of their dunks. They had to they made it on like the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th.
Damn, really that many?
It was hella attempts, and they kept missing. It was just like, wow, like
Yeah, I get it.
practice this? Are y'all nervous? Like, what's going on?
No. I mean, honestly, for me, the first red sign or first red flag for me was when JTA was assigned to the dunk contest and not Gary Payton II.
Or Kuminga.
Or Kuminga. But like, GP2 had like the crazier highlight dunks in the NBA season. From my perspective, it actually was crazy to me that you put JTA in the dunk. Like, have you seen any of like JTA's like highlight dunks? Like, I know they probably showed it beforehand, but like, I also, like Mike, did not watch Saturday. I only watched Sunday, but like, man, it did not, that lineup did not excite me. I don't know. I just didn't feel like I had the need to watch on Saturday night.
Yeah,
it was tough. The 3-point contest was kind of lit. Karl Anthony Towns ended up winning.
Who else was in? Who was he up against?
CJ McCollum was in there. Trae Young. I'm trying to think who else was in there. Luke Kennard.
Didn't Cat win? Or he was in it last year and he almost won, right? Or is this? I feel like he's won it before.
Zach LaVine was in it last year and almost won.
He lost to Steph, or
I think to Steph, or I think Steph. Yeah, it had to be Steph.
I think it was Steph. Yeah, exactly. You're right, Steph.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was cool. Like, yeah, the 3-point contest was cool. Rising Stars Challenge is really cool. The setup that they had with like 4 teams, and then they had like a tournament, like 2 teams play each other, then the last, 2 teams play each other. And then they didn't have a clock. They like played to 50.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so I was like, that's actually kind of lit. You're playing to a score.
Yeah, that's dope.
Because that's real pickup.
It is. No, that's hard. That is kind of hard.
Yeah. So, I think the All-Star game and all is getting better.
Oh yeah, that concept is dope. I like how they do it. It's kind of funny how LeBron's team always like works harder in these.
LeBron is a better GM though. I mean, that
it's just like I was looking at LeBron's team and it was just like, damn, like Giannis, Steph, like that alone is enough.
Luka.
Like, if this was a fantasy draft, you'd be looking at it as like what were you doing? You know what I'm saying? But it just does speak to how Bron is kind of like truly a GM, and like when he leaves the league as an athlete, there is no way in the world that he will not be involved in the NBA at some higher level down the road.
Did you see the article that just came out that apparently Clutch Sports is upset with Rob Pelinka because they didn't pull the trigger on a John Wall trade?
Oh shit!
Because apparently John Wall is Clutch.
What?
Oh, he's with Clutch Sports.
Yeah.
Oh,
so apparently there's an article that came out, or like multiple articles that came out about how like Rich Paul is not cool with Rob Pelinka anymore. I think somebody during the All-Star game, I think Chuck made a comment that people haven't seen Rob Pelinka in a while.
That is funny.
Since he put together this team, he hasn't been at games. I was like, that's a good point.
But wasn't he the one who orchestrated the AD trade?
No, he got the AD trade done, but he was at games after that because they were winning.
Yeah, they won a ring. They won a ring.
They won a adult league championship.
Sure. If you want to put it like that, every ring
Summer League.
The test of time.
That was a Summer League championship. Now I'm playing.
Bro, all I'm saying is every through the test of time has always been given an asterisk for some reason.
I'm joking.
I know. We're mostly, for those who don't know, we're mostly clowning the Cleveland, mostly bullshitting, but mostly clowning Cleveland fans.
Yeah.
As it relates to the All-Star week, for booing Steph, and then dropped 50, and then when he was handed this award, they started cheering. It was weird.
Right.
Interesting, very interesting to me.
Well, he put on a show.
Put on a show. What can you do? How can you hate? How can you hate when you shine? It's a very good testament to life right there. Yeah, they can still boo you, but you cannot truly hate on greatness. You truly cannot. In the middle of Cleveland, them niggas was chanting MVP.
Yeah.
Right.
While Bron was standing right next to him.
Well, LeBron was diming him up for a lot of that.
Yeah, like literally, like every time LeBron went down the court, he was like, "We're Steph."
I mean, but just all intents and purposes, when somebody goes 15 for 21 for 3, you're supposed to give him the ball frequently. Like he went, dude. And then, did you see that floater for the one that got him 50?
Yeah,
bro, it was an 18-foot baseline floater that went above the rim, not the rim, the fucking top of the backboard.
Like, it sucks that like LeBron and Steph have never played competitively together, like in the Olympics or like FIBA or anything like that.
Wait, not 2010 Olympics?
No, 2010. That's not an Olympics.
Wait. Oh shit.
2012. No, Steph wasn't in 2012. I think he was in 2016, but LeBron wasn't in that one.
What was 2010? FIBA, was there a FIBA?
2010 was FIBA. I think Steph was in the FIBA.
But Bron wasn't.
Nah, Bron never did. I don't remember. Bron hasn't done FIBA in a long time.
Oh shit. Damn, that's interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, they never played together competitively. And I was like, damn, that's actually a shame because they would have been crazy together.
Crazy.
That's literally unguardable. That's like literally unguardable.
Yeah, because like LeBron brings everything that Draymond brings plus scoring. Plus scoring. Yeah. So yeah.
Yep.
And a more versatile passer.
Yeah.
We have to put that out there. Like he's honestly more versatile everything, but you know.
Yeah, way better screener, passer, everything. And then can also dunk the shit out of the ball and shoot the shit out of the ball.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. I was cracking up too when MJ came hella fashionably late.
Yes.
That was funny as fuck. I'm like, this dude. You saw that video? You saw that video too where he was calling out Magic Johnson?
For what?
I don't know, he was just talking. He just showed up. They were like a room together. He just showed up. He was like, man, this nigga. He's talking about Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson starts laughing. He was like, what? I'll play you one-on-one right now.
Fucking hilarious.
Everybody got quiet.
They wanted to see it.
They're like, oh, for real?
And that's like that's when everybody's heads in the room just like got turned. So that's the record scratch moment. Everybody gonna want to know how that go right now, even though they're not nowhere near their like physical primes. People want to still see it for the nostalgia.
And I think that's what made the All-Star game that much better, is that nostalgia aspect of there being the 75th anniversary thing going on at the same time. You have all those great players there. You're watching all their highlights.
Yeah.
You're watching them, talk to each other, talk about, old times and people that they actually respect in the game, and like names that you might not have ever heard that helped them on their journey. So it's like, it really brought everyone together, even though it was in weird ass, cold ass Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems like that kind of event should have been in like New York or LA or SF or something, like a big city, Chicago. But I guess,
they got to give it to a small city once in a while, There's a lot of them just like screaming down there, This was a big win for like the Oklahoma cities, the Milwaukees, the places where you don't really go.
Yeah.
Right. No offense to people who live in those areas. It's just as a major sporting event, it's hard to convince a lot of people without that true attraction. So like, honestly, this is actually, I think it was a really good time to bring people to like Cleveland, because if you bring 75 of the greatest players of all time to one location, people will come regardless of where the location is. Because if you saw, I'm not sure if you saw like clips of like Saturday night. I just didn't see Saturday night in like its totality, but like the amount of people that were there just hanging out and chilling was kind of impressive for Cleveland,
Yeah, and I think I see like Cleveland needs it. Like Cleveland, when we talk about like the opiate crisis, that's like that's Cleveland.
Yeah.
So it's it's a place where there are people struggling with things, and people are just got blue collar jobs, are just relatable to everyone, just to the American experience, the American dream, So shout out to Cleveland.
This one's for you.
This was for you. No, it was cool. It was a lit All-Star game. No, props to Cleveland.
It was a great All-Star game. It was a great All-Star game.
Definitely. Terrible dunk contest, but we laughed.
We all did. We'll wish for a better format for next year, or just better dunkers.
Just better dunkers.
Something. Yeah, just better dunkers.
Yeah, just better dunkers. But let's get to the show. This is the Mostly Bullshit podcast.
I'm Mike.
I'm Brandon.
And I'm Solomon.
And this is the weekly talk between three former college roommates where we get together, we chat up about news, politics, sports, finances, but this is not financial advice, and all of the above, anything that has to do with anything. But of course, like the title says, we're mostly bullshitting. Every week we start with Mike. He has a topic. We each have a topic. Mike, what's your topic this week?
So recently, this past week, I've taken the next step into the world of crypto and started investing some money into a liquidity pool as a part of the DeFi Kingdoms game on the Harmony One network. Essentially what DeFi Kingdoms is, it's a decentralized exchange which built on the Harmony One network that allows you to also participate in the gaming aspect, in which you can buy heroes as NFTs, and then you can then use those heroes to go on quests and earn money by doing these quests with your heroes. So like you can go on a foraging quest and you can bring back some materials, and then you can then sell those materials for money in the marketplace. And it's not that much money, so like don't get like crazy. The real money comes in the liquidity pools, where you essentially bond two cryptos together and you put those cryptos up for liquidity by promising that you're gonna, put your money in this location, and you earn an absurd amount of interest on the money that you put in there, because essentially you get a piece of every single transaction that happens within the game. So right now, the interest rate that I'm getting is about 268%. And so far it's adding up. I'm getting about like maybe $5 a day. So like as someone who like just got involved in it, it seems like it's going to be fruitful. I was a bit skeptical at first, like hearing that you're going to get 200 of this crazy amount of interest rate out of nowhere. Didn't seem right. Seemed like a get rich quick scheme, but so far so good. But I'll continue to kind of give updates as to how much I'm getting from this game. And there's a lot of plans for expansion in the future.
That's pretty cool. That's a pretty neat idea. It's like, I have a lot of questions though. So like to start, like how long does the money have to be held for? Can you pull it out at any time?
You can pull it out at any time. So you're always guaranteed I won't say you're guaranteed your initial investment, but it's based on obviously the price of the crypto that you're putting up for liquidity. But you can always pull that crypto out at any time and then sell it back to the market for whatever it's currently worth at the time. So obviously, if right now crypto's down, so I'm actually, if I pulled it out and sold, that would be down. But obviously, if it goes up and I pull it out and sell it, then I'll actually have more money than I originally put in. But you can take out the earnings at any time. So like I could go in right now. I just pulled out maybe like, I had been letting it go for a few days, and I maybe pulled out like $25 earlier today. And right now it's already back up to, that was probably about 3-4 hours ago. I'm back up to $1.50.
Nice.
Oh,
So
I want to see if I can try to like explain this in like simple terms,
Layman's, yeah.
layman's, right? Whatever. But
My bad.
all right, so you've invested into a token that's used to build a game.
So the token that I'm invested in it's on the Harmony One network, and
What's the token called? It's on a specific ledger called Harmony.
So Harmony One. So one is the token, ONE. And the platform is called DeFi Kingdoms. Within DeFi Kingdoms, there's an in-game currency called Jewel.
Okay.
And so that's you're paid essentially with each transaction you make, or like, so by putting up liquidity, you're paid back in Jewel, the in-game token. And then you can use that Jewel to either buy more NFTs or put it up into, you can stake it for, I think in their in-game bank is like 20% interest. And then, or you could just go and exchange it for the stable coin USDC and then go and sell it on an exchange for whatever it's worth.
So you're saying that that there's a game on this network that pays you out in Jewel, and then you can do various things with this Jewel, right? Yeah. But you're invested into a token that's used to build the game, not the Jewel.
Yeah. So so what I'm invested in is like, so you combine the tokens. So right now, so there's multiple liquidity pools. So the one that I'm invested in is Jewel One. Yeah. So like those are the ones that are bonded together. I have a certain amount of money. So anytime someone wants to, like, it's providing liquidity for the market essentially. So anytime someone wants to pull out of the market, there's a certain amount of money available for them to liquidate. And by taking that, I guess by putting in that money, I'm rewarded for an exchange with the Jewel token that, you know, I can do whatever I want with.
So how do you can you make jewels outside of the game? Can you just pay for jewels straight up?
No, the only way to get Jewel is to
there you go.
Get it through this game. Yeah,
that's what makes sense to me now. There, because the bonding. So you are limited to the game, because the thing is, for what I'm understanding, is you actually have to play the game to make jewels to bond to your ones.
Yep. So no, you can go.
How do you bond them earlier before you even play the game? Because I was just wondering.
So you can exchange Jewel for whatever crypto you have. So like I could exchange it for Ethereum. I mean, I could exchange Ethereum for Jewel. I could exchange Harmony One, which is the network's currency, for Jewel. And that's how you get your initial amount of Jewel. But the only way to get the Jewel is on this exchange. You just have to do it through their platform.
Okay, like so you still like, so that initial transaction still has to be on that platform.
From what I know, yes.
Gotcha. So that's like, so that is very, I understand now I see it, like, because it forces, like, even if somebody does not want to like play the games within the world that you speak of, they still have to interact with that platform one time to get into that liquidity pool. So it, like, for you as the investor, I see how it makes sense. Yeah, it makes actually a decent amount of sense. But I guess, like, so what I see to it is like, is there true benefit in playing the game for like long periods of hours, or is it okay for me as an individual investor to just do one transaction with Ethereum, convert it to Jewel, have it like match like the level of one that I have, bond them and put them in my liquidity pool and never touch it again?
Yeah, you can do that if you want. You don't have to. The only way to play the game, is to buy one of the hero NFTs. And those right now, I think minimum are going for like 40 Jewel, I want to say. So Jewel right now is worth like $6 or $7. So yeah,
250 for a hero to play. Okay.
Yeah. And then with those heroes, like you're not playing consistently. Like you send them on a quest that lasts like 3 minutes, and then then it takes another 7 to 8 hours before your hero's stamina regenerates and you can go on another quest. Otherwise, people would be able to just constantly go on quests and make a shit ton of money.
Yeah, I get that.
With whatever they, with their
So
heroes.
gotcha. And so as it relates to those transactions, like it's understandable to me, like the individual, like the early investors will profit more than the later investors. Like my question is like, how has the APR, like how long have you been in it for?
Okay, so I've probably been in it for about a week. And
Okay.
yes, the APR does fluctuate
Fluctuate.
heavily.
Yeah.
Like people who originally invested in the project who have like the generation 1 heroes, like they got the APR at like 1,000%, like when they originally got in it. So obviously, like, that's not 100% sustainable, but right now it seems like it's kind of stabilized around 270%, which, even if it drops to like 20%, that's still way better than whatever high yield savings
The
bank that you're
401k is,
yeah.
they're even with the Fed interest hikes. Yeah, you're right. It's way more than what anybody else is giving you in the government or 401k or bonds or CDs, etc. But like, okay, what I will say is because like I don't think I have kind of turned my head on NFTs as it relates to how I view them. So like, as you both know, you've kind of seen me go through this process, but I want to ask you, like, what do you think will happen when like the number of users go down? And the reason why I want to speak to that is over time, as crypto has gone down, there's actually been a noticeably less amount of users that are actually interacting with crypto. There's actually like a it's very evident that there's a big sell-off, but like what's more concerning to me is that there is actually less activity. So do you think, and I don't like, not hating, I'm not trying to hate, I'm just trying to provide like, I'm trying to provide the tough questions. Like, so what do you see in like the less, like if there are less users, will that APR drop quicker than you think? Like, have you seen like that path of APR like over the past 4 months? Like, do you know what it was 4 months ago, that APR?
Yeah, I couldn't answer that question. I kind of just, but it was probably up like at like 800%, like in that 1,000% range.
So that's for the project. So the project dropped like recently.
Yeah, with the crypto dip.
Okay.
Yes. So like, I think actually, I'm not, I honestly, I'm not sure how how they calculate whatever the interest rate is, but I think like probably the more people that do have money put into it, the less the interest rate's going to be, because they have to divide that amongst more and more people. I'm not sure if that's how it works, but so essentially as the user base goes up, the APR is going to go down. And then I think it could be the opposite for if there's less people like if there's less people that have liquidity put in, the more of the pie that I'm going to get, because
I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I see it. Go ahead, Brandon.
So I was just gonna say, like, you guys are both right. Like, it's a good idea depending on how popular it is.
Yeah. And like, I guess the idea behind it is just like, I mean, that's the whole like DeFi Kingdoms, decentralized finance. It's pretty much you're getting a bigger piece out of what the bank does with your money already. You put your money into American Express or Chase, the bank takes that money and makes, they probably make like 50%, like crazy gains on the money that you're giving them, that you're providing liquidity for. Yeah, exactly. So like, instead of getting, just 0.05% of whatever money that the bank is making, you're awarded a larger chunk of that.
Right.
Because there's no central body that's governing, how much, what your interest rate should be.
Right, because you're providing it to be liquidated immediately. Right, so you're adding to the value of the system itself.
Yeah.
So
I mean, go ahead.
Continue. No,
I was just going to say that, yeah, I mean, I'm just seeing where it goes. I just got involved in it. So far, so good. Obviously, like, this isn't financial advice. This is just something that I'm playing around with. I've been doing kind of my own research to, see the progress of the project and where they plan on going. They're actually planning on launching a new. So right now there's one kingdom. It's called like Sarendale or something, and they're about to launch another one on the Avalanche network. So essentially, if I get ahead on that one and I'm able to, get into the liquidity pools early in this new world that they're building on the Avalanche network, then I can probably benefit from those 1,000% APRs in the beginning if I'm early enough, and then, watch it slowly decline. But I mean, if I'm getting 1,000% even for a few weeks, like that's big,
Yeah, I feel you. I feel it. I feel it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's kind of all I got. Solomon, did you kind of want to piggyback with
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
speaking of NFTs?
the thing is, it's going to be a little bit more negative leading towards crypto. So Brandon, I'm not sure. I forgot what your topic was. If you want to do it before or after your topic, it's your call.
No, sure. I'll do mine real fast because mine is not even going to be that like long at all. So I was just going to talk about the Ripple versus SEC case. There's a recent development where some documents were unsealed that the SEC did a legal analysis about 10 years ago, saying that Ripple shouldn't be determined as a security. That's why the SEC, filed suit against Ripple because they said that they're security. They're using their tokens as investment contracts, which was determined not to be the case, like apparently within these unsealed documents. So, I mean, I think it was interesting what Mike was talking about earlier because I'm invested into a, crypto gaming platform as well, where people can, I think it's free to play, but it's sort of like a Ready Player One kind of thing where you can earn money through the quest or whatever, but if your character dies, you got to start all over.
Interesting. If they die, you got to rebuy the NFT, or you got to buy another NFT.
You got to buy another NFT, yeah. So whatever you like, you're just like a naked person. Like it's free to play, so you just you start the game as like this naked person, but you can just buy NFTs to add like clothes or your weapon or whatever, and then you like squad up with other people, make sure they're cool.
So that kind of sounds like, have you guys heard of this game called Ark?
Oh yeah, no, it's Ark. It's literally Ark.
Okay, got it.
It's literally Ark, but like the crypto version.
Damn, that sounds pretty dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's on the XRP.
For the audience that doesn't know, including me, what is Ark?
It's a video game where like you get dropped off on like this island where there's like dinosaurs and I don't know. Mike can probably explain it better. I've only played it a couple times.
Yeah, so it's just a survival game. You get dropped off on the island. There's a bunch of like Brandon said, dinosaurs and wildlife and poisonous shit that's trying to attack you. And you get dropped off with absolutely nothing. So the goal is to, you got to eat, you got to collect like berries, get food, knock down trees to build, pretty much your house. Kill things and get collected their hides to put on clothes, and eventually just kind of like build up your own little civilization. And yeah, you can join, with people online and shit like that. But yeah, it's just pretty much a survival game.
Yeah. So I was just, Solomon, I was interested when you're saying that you kind of gave up on NFTs because I thought that was interesting. Like, I feel like NFTs is really the future. It's really
I can see how people see it's the future, but for me, as it relates to like the program surrounding NFTs, like the true usability of it, the
Well,
For
it's
me,
just it's like, so think about this, like you've already been programmed into accepting NFTs. And I'll tell you how. When you go on a social media site, you know who's popular, who's really popular by what? The check.
sure.
That's an NFT.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
having
but
that.
but the thing is, it's like when I talk, like it isn't like I see that as an NFT, but like as Cole said, 1 million followers is not $1 million in my eyes.
Oh, in your eyes, but then
Yeah,
to the million
absolutely. 1 million
followers, it is $1 million. I'm like,
in my eyes is not.
to the million followers, it is $1 million. So Solomon,
Is it?
it might be $1 million in real life.
I mean,
Is it though?
if you manage
It
it
could
correctly,
be.
it could easily
Yeah,
be.
you
Yeah.
could be.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
If
yeah.
you know how to finesse
So,
that, yeah, you
and
could.
that
It
so
definitely
like
could be. It should be.
so
Honestly, it
should
should
be.
be.
It should be, but but is it?
It
Like
should
who is
be.
paying them out? Instagram, the business platform, might be paying them out for a certain
Whoever's
amount
paying
based.
them out, like you can get sponsorships. There's a whole bunch of ways of getting. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, Solomon, is that verification is important to people.
yeah, like for
I
example,
think
like
so, but I think with
That's
Instagram
all I'm
is
saying.
I think with Instagram and like Instagram, it's an easier kind of incorporation because people who have blue check marks already
Instagram
actually
is
had
already
those
about
check.
to start dropping NFTs.
What's up?
Instagram is about to start dropping NFTs.
Yeah, that's fine. I think that's actually irrelevant to the discussion that I'm trying to make as it relates to this argument. Like I'd like to just explain
What's the most popular NFT?
Bitcoin.
No,
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 the Bored
NFT.
Bored
Bored
Apes or the
Ape.
Bored
crypto
Apes, sure.
punks.
Right. Why is Bored Ape so popular? Because it's actually a social club.
Yeah, celebrities
Because it's
buy it and
actually,
post it.
there's actually utility to it. I'm just saying, just because like it's a picture doesn't mean there's actual real life. There couldn't be actual real life utility to that. Same as a blue check mark.
So what I would say to that really quickly,
Just because it's all it is a blue check mark, right? By your name. But there's actual real life like utility to that. You can actually leverage that to businesses so that you can get sponsorship deals.
for sure. And
You can
so
do the
it's
same with ownership of an NFT.
you can get sponsorships on your NFTs to make
You can
material money.
You can validate certain things about yourself through an NFT.
And how does that materially make you profits?
I'm sure.
That's kind of like that's really like
if we're going to sayings, I'm not going to quote a rapper. I'll just say your network is your net worth. So you're using these groups, these NFT groups, to network with people in order to gain resources, in order to leverage whatever it is you have to what they have, so that you can excel in life. Basically, that's what these NFT like. It's about the social experience. It's about interconnectedness. So
yeah.
it's like we're caught up on like how much this token is worth and how much this is doing, but like we're not thinking about what does this token actually do and how does it help people get more connected to other people.
Yeah, for the networking side of it, I can see the argument, but like the thing,
that's
I
the
kind of want
actual
to I
value.
want to bring it back really quickly to the Instagram and the blue checks and why I don't believe that's truly the case. Like the people who it affects are like the celebrities were already the celebrities. Like the people who we're talking about for the blue checks where it actually affected their lives.
What do you mean? Because the social media era is all about people becoming celebrities overnight.
Yeah, and so that's exactly what I want to speak to, like the social media
get that blue check
influencers.
Overnight.
What?
You can get a blue check overnight.
Sure, for going viral or something. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
And what I'm saying, like, what I'm saying is, like, when you look at that, like, how many people of the masses are verified? What is the process? And then what comes in? Like, for me, that is a different process than investing in an NFT, because it doesn't actually automatically grant you access to like this entirely new network. It does. Is it really a networking thing if you post an NFT to your page? Do you like you become part of a community? But like, what way do you actually interact with this community outside of the NFT itself?
The
So-
Bored Ape is a yacht club.
Okay, and so do they just
There's NFTs where you're playing like
gives you
the one
access to
that Mike is
private
talking about.
parties.
They're all playing a game together. They're all
it
playing
gives
the
you
same
access to
fucking game
private
together.
parties? So
Yeah,
you
like
can-
that's the whole point of the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Like having the NFT grants you access to
Sure, and so that is
parties
the most
and
popular
entrance to-
one. Like that is the
yeah.
most popular
That's
and most
what that's the
expensive one.
point of them all. That's the point of every single one.
So like,
But it
let me
provides
ask Mike.
something
Let me
It's a
ask
group.
Mike.
It's a group. There's like it's connected to a Discord. It's a
Sure.
group. It's people
So for
getting
you
together.
both,
Make
like
shit
you guys,
happen. That's the point
Okay,
of
okay.
decentralized
you're-
everything.
and I get where you're coming from. And what I want to ask you both, because we're talking about the Bored Ape Yacht Club. I want to speak to the like communities that you are in for your NFTs. Like, what do your communities look like?
What are you talking about?
So
You're talking about the network as it relates to your NFTs and why
Yes.
the value is in the NFTs. I'm speaking to for the Bored Ape Yacht Club. It is much more clear cut, but the price tag to get in is about like it's anywhere from $250,000 to $500,000
Right.
to get
So-
in. So what I'm asking right now is for the common person, like for the common person, what do these communities look like? And what
Mike
do these
just
networks
explained it.
look like?
Mike just explained it with his Harmony One thing. That's exactly what it's an
So
NFT
as it
group.
relates to the network and the value of that network, I see Mike kind of using this as an investment pool. There is no real network or community. Like, is that
So-
real? Is that itself the communication that you're actually pointing to?
It's an
so-
investment pool, a network. I don't. Okay.
So when it comes to the liquidity pool is only one part of the DeFi kingdoms.
Sure.
Like they have stuff coming down the line of where, yes, it's going to be like a gaming platform in which you can upgrade your hero, you can get him XP, get him increase his level, and then thus increasing the value of the hero, because the higher the level, the more the hero is able to earn throughout the game.
Okay.
And so obviously, like the most valuable heroes are the ultra rare high level ones. Like if you go on the marketplace right now for DeFi kingdoms, and obviously no one's going to be able to afford this, but they have like heroes listed for like $24,000. But that's because they were in the game early. They developed and they were able to develop their hero to a point where like they can earn, obviously like the higher price heroes are able to give you a certain amount of income back based on their stats that they have.
And yeah, and that kind of like, and so you like, again, like the way you guys speak to it, you guys like it's speaking to like the person that has come out on top every time. Like the Bored Ape Yacht Club is the person that came out on top. The what's it called? In my eyes, the person who has the hero that is worth $24,000 is the person who came out on top. What I truly like to look at is like the law of the averages. Like if the average investor, how much network do they have? How much do they have in return? And so the reason why I kind of speak to it is because most users are actually leaving active cryptocurrency exchanges. There is a reason for that. And
where's that information coming from though?
I've never heard of
People
that before.
that aren't
sure, let me
investing
pull
in
it up.
crypto anymore.
Let me pull it up.
Because like this is what the crypto bear market, like this is just what the bear market looks like. Like people
Absolutely.
like back when Bitcoin was however $1,000 and then it dipped back down to 200, people were like, oh, it's over, the Bitcoin was stupid, you shouldn't have put your money in it. But lo and behold, 10 years later, people are millionaires because they held on to the crypto, to the currency.
I don't understand why people would want to get out of crypto.
Yeah, like California, like just like actually recently just introduced a bill to make crypto legal tender. Like,
And so them accepting it is I think a good
negative
thing.
Oh, or good.
No, I think it is a good thing. Like more acceptance is actually like a better thing for the crypto community because crypto truly relies on its community. Like the bigger the community, the stronger it gets.
I don't know if you understand the crypto aspect. It's just like simple.
But what I'm trying to say, Brandon, is like the network that I was speaking to and like the network Mike is speaking about, like that is truly like a liquidity pool is more truly an investment like thing.
Mhm.
It's not a network per se. He is using it for the investment liquidity pool aspect of it, truly. Like when it comes to like and the true and the thing is like and like for all transparency and purposes, like I think like over time as like less well not less and less people, but it's just like as individuals jump on the platform, how much of it is going to rely on how much people play the game? Is people playing the game like do people have to play the game for this to make money? Or is there like or is it or if people are just using it for the liquidity pool and the transactions that are like being returned, like that kind of return rate, that APR rate that's coming back to you, is that all just like
so don't
people
forget
entering the market?
It's also, so don't forget, it's also a decentralized exchange. So people can go on there and exchange for way cheaper than if they were to do it on the Ethereum network. Because that's Ethereum's biggest drag, is that it's super expensive to do any type of transactions. Harmony One, it's fractions of a penny to do any transaction. So people would tend to go to Harmony to make exchanges of any crypto they want. So, you know, they can exchange Jewel for Ethereum, One for, I don't know, Avalanche, or I don't think XRP is currently, actually, let me check if XRP is on here. But like they can essentially like exchange whatever crypto they want. That's like, there's more aspects to the game other than just like the NFTs and the heroes. Well, I mean, I guess I wouldn't consider that part the game, but like XRP. Oh yeah, XRP isn't on here, but like there's a bunch of different, you know, all the mainstream cryptos are, you're able to exchange on here for a cheaper than what they would do on, say, Coinbase or, you know, Sushi Swap or Pancake Swap or something.
It's like it's automated capitalism.
Automated capitalism.
So it's verified, because that's what's like, capitalism is a good idea until corruption happens.
And when does corruption happen though? Corruption happens when capitalism is unchecked and free.
I don't think it's when I don't think that crypto is unchecked. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Like you can verify everything on
everything
the blockchain.
Is verified. Like, that's the point. Is that everything is verified. It's
they even have this app called that someone built.
You know, when people are moving money, like you don't know who it is. Like it's just an address, but you know when things are moving at all times.
Yeah, like so for example, someone built this like separate app to DeFi Kingdoms where I can enter in my address and it'll list every single transaction, every single thing that I've done.
Right.
And so like
that's the point.
You could look that up for any address. So like you could see an address just moved like $1 billion somewhere. I can type that address in and see like all of their transactions that they've been making. And then so like
it's like capitalism isn't the problem, the middleman is the problem. Yeah, that's what I was trying to explain a long time ago.
No, the middleman is the problem as it relates to it today.
But all it is so all Mike is doing is investing in a game. Like it seems like it's way more than that, but that's really all he's doing.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's
investing in the game and the platform, pretty much. That it's on,
and the way that they make money, and the way that they exchange money and everything. Like everything is just a one-stop shop now. You don't have to like go to a bank to get a loan, or go to a, you know, like, or have like emit software, so there's no inventory.
You do need to wait. How would you get there are crypto bank loans that you can?
I believe there are some DeFi loans that you can do.
Yeah. So are they accepted by traditional like?
I'm not
DeFi
sure.
loans.
Okay, so like if I'm going to like ask for a loan for a mortgage, like what are the crypto ways to do that?
You can use your crypto as collateral to take out a loan on for anything. Or I mean, there's certain platforms that'll allow you to use your crypto as collateral to pull out a loan. I don't know if it's like necessary, like, and if you have enough crypto, in theory, you could use it to purchase a home, and then, you know, Yeah, and then just either pay it back, or if you don't pay it back, they just take all your crypto.
When you invest in crypto, don't think of it as currency, think of it as software. Like you're investing in Microsoft, or you're investing in Apple.
No, I can't see it as investing in Microsoft, because the way it's set up, the way how, like, I understand what Microsoft is, because they have explained like their product and their platform. Like it's a very easy to follow, product and platform. And it might be my lack of knowledge to the topic, but we know what Microsoft's value is truly. And they do not actually need they do need people to buy their product, but their product is actually like has standalone value. Like the game's value is directly tied to the users and the usability in the community. That's what I see. And so like it kind of like so and like
but it's the same thing for Microsoft. Like they have a base of people that love their products and continually buy their products. Like I love Xbox, so that's why I buy the new Xbox every time it comes out, or I buy the newest Windows PC because I don't like Macs. Like they have a fan base that is dedicated to Microsoft that keeps them going.
No, I get that. If
people didn't buy Microsoft, then Microsoft would tank. It's the same idea.
It's the same idea, bro. Like you're gonna see what is interesting is that it's starting right now with games. But I've been talking I'll have to get into it later with you guys later, but it's going to expand to other industries. Crypto, like utilizing crypto to build applications. Whereas, we're using applications all the time, right?
Yeah, we do.
Like we're using applications to, do this even. Mm-hmm. I can easily see a crypto company going after Zoom.
Like, what do you mean though? Like create the source code? To like create an app?
Just like being, how do you being cost efficient to the user?
What is the cost? Like, so the thing is like
just doing video conferencing, right? For long periods of time.
Okay.
Being able to record and utilize and manipulate the video, whatever it is that you're recording, and export it, import things, whatever, but all on blockchain, so that it's not on a cloud, meaning there's no like hardware that you're having to pay for, so it's less cost burdening on the consumer. So I would probably, instead of what we pay like $15 a month to have this premium Zoom package, it might be $2, if that.
Because there's no centralized server that
on blockchain.
Yeah.
Okay. And so would we be able to like,
I'm just saying, like, I don't know, like if you understand like the greater implications of everything that's going on.
But you understand the value of it is the adaptation of it. Like the entire value is the adaptation. So it's like when you
adaptation, what do you mean, like the brand name?
No, like how many people use the app? Like,
but I know, but
like, I mean, that's the case for everything.
That's anything. That's like early adoption. I mean, all right, if you understand marketing, like that's anything. When you're trying to get somebody to go into something else, there's always going to be like, like a bell curve of like how they're using it. So like as long as you're patient and consistent, you're going to get people over to your side. Well, as long as you're providing value.
Yeah, if you're able to provide a server that like runs cleanly, the video pixelation is good, the audio is good, like that's the product. But the thing is, in capitalism, the best, the thing with capitalism is the best product wins. Like, and we get to see that with the test of time.
But I'm just saying, I don't understand how it would be a worse product on blockchain, but we'll see.
No. What I'm trying to say to that is like with a lot of these like NFT and these games, like all the value actually lies with like a lot of the early adopters. Like the early adopters actually get, like, from what I have seen, the most value out of these NFTs as these NFTs are being created. So there is no
literally
time.
changing the
There
game.
is no time.
Solomon.
No, but let me explain the full point. There is no time for somebody to truly like find, like, there is value in the product, but there, like, as an investor, there is like, you basically have to become an angel investor for something that you truly don't know how it's going to turn out,
Solomon,
with a process that is not okay. Go ahead, please.
how do you think people who invested early in Amazon are feeling right now?
This
Early investors are the
Early
ones that are
investors in
sitting pretty.
Microsoft.
Bro,
Early investors
you
in
guys
Apple.
are calling out the top of the top. You guys are calling out Board 8. You guys are calling out, like,
I mean, it's the
you
case
guys are
with
calling
any.
out the top of the top. There are
Okay, but
average
Solomon,
users.
it's the case
that are
for
having
any
different
company.
experiences.
All right, so what's a company, like a smaller company than, I won't use one of the top companies in the world then. Like, what about, like, I don't know, NVIDIA? Someone who invested
That is
in NVIDIA.
NVIDIA just passed Facebook as a top 10 company.
But
Like,
anybody, but that's what I'm saying. Like like it's the same
Bro,
type of risk. You're investing in something, you're taking a risk on something early.
I get
and
that.
You're gonna,
What I'm
and it
trying
goes
to
up,
say.
you're gonna benefit the most.
Okay. And
But it's the same thing. So if I invest in NVIDIA now, I might not make as much gains as the people who invested early, but I could still potentially make gains. So that's the risk.
Solomon, I don't think that, I'm not sure if there's less people invested in a crypto.
No, I actually think I was wrong on that. I think I'm wrong on that. I do want to call that out. I think I'm wrong on that. I think it's just like, it was actually more related to the discussion related to crypto has fallen off, but that happens with everything when things go down.
But it's not, there's not that many invested in crypto, that just in general. I would say
still
that.
not even mainstream.
It's not mainstream at all.
Isn't it 300 million?
At all. But if you understand computer programming,
300 million crypto users worldwide.
There's no way you're stopping this. This is what is going to enable artificial intelligence. Like, there's nothing stopping this.
Yeah, and I get that. I see it's not, like, I'm not saying it's not going to stop. Like, that's not my point. I'm talking to the average investor, like what the average returns are. Like, so, I don't see anything.
So the average person just say, yo,
I don't see anybody speak to that.
People want. This is what the smart people need to make robots.
And so, like,
food for you.
To speak to like the value of an NFT, like you also consider like certain NFT projects will provide rewards for people who hold their NFTs. So like so for example, one of the NFTs and projects that I was invested in, but it ended up failing. But that was just due to, regulation, yeah.
Unseen or unforeseen regulation.
Unforeseen regulation. But like, if an NFT project like the one I was invested in had worked out and they had were able to get around the regulations and operated within whatever the government wants, then I could have seen it being very beneficial to where the community who hold the NFTs get to decide where we invest the community money. So instead of me only having $100 to invest in, another crypto, we now have this power of, $100,000 with the community to invest all into a crypto we truly believe in. And then those gains on that $100,000 could be ridiculous if it works out. Obviously, there's always the risk.
Yeah, and the losses happen as well. And if you've been in the market for the last 3 months, you've lost.
I mean, same thing with the stock market.
And it's the same thing with the stock market as well. It's the same thing as the stock market.
There's always a risk for what you're doing. But I think that I'd rather take that risk on crypto than I'd rather take that risk on stocks.
I was there, Solomon, when Bitcoin was $3,000. My
nigga was like, I get it.
It was like, bro, just buy 3 of them. I said, no, I don't got it right now. I had it, but I didn't want to give it.
But that's like, it speaks to like, hindsight's always 2020, bro. Hindsight is always 2020. I get it. I'm down to leave it there. I don't need to push it any further. But like, what I'd like to see truly is what the average investor gets in return. Like, and it doesn't have to be like right now. Like, we can wait for the market to tick back up a little bit, so it's like more kinder to like the investors. But like when you relate the average stock returns versus like the average like crypto returns as it relates to this boom during the crypto period, like
So we could actually probably look up right now what the average investor makes. Like you can check like EtherScan, I think is the website that tracks all the Ethereum transactions. So like I can look through this and like try to figure out like if they show, you know, the top earning wallets versus, you know, the least earning wallets. But it's definitely trackable. You could track it now if we wanted to. That's the beauty of blockchain, is that, you know, everything is public and you're able to see how much, you know, obviously you don't know the name of the person, but you're able to see what they've done and how they're making their money. So you could literally go on
Understand everything
EtherScan.
that's going on.
You could go on EtherScan, find the top earning wallet and copy their transactions exactly every time they do it. And you can probably make money. Like
That's simple.
Like
that's the problem. That's the problem. Is that it's that simple. Is that, I mean, there's 7 billion people. It's like once people get on, it's like everyone's going to be able to have their own little pocket, little communities, little games or whatever, little metaverses. Everyone's going to have their little pocket, little metaverse where they're going to be making money off of each other.
I understand
Facts.
that. No, I understand that. And what I like, yeah, I get it. I'm honestly, I'm down to just like settle on our differences as it is right now. But like I said, like the whole point I want to get back to is when you speak to like the value of like these NFT games and as they blow up, like how much will the average investor make? How much has the average investor made? And how does that relate to the average stock investor? And I think that is going to be a telltale sign. And I understand the value, like the overarching value, but as it relates to the individual average investor, like looking at this broad overarching thing, like is good to an extent. But you have to provide me numbers that you guys are getting returns that are better than like if somebody just dropped in Apple, Facebook, Microsoft to make someone believe.
That's all right, but we're not.
That's
we're
my
not,
liquidity pool.
I mean, all Mike is saying is that he's invested in something that's offering him a return in real time. That's all he's saying, is that he's invested in something that's offering a return. That's all I'm saying, is that I'm invested in something that's offering me a return in real time. So it's just,
yeah, but you speak so like when we speak so highly like of these NFTs, and you're like, yes, you get a return, but you actually have to provide the numbers. Like I want to see the numbers that you get in return as it relates to the activities that you are doing. Because if you want an individual investor to buy in, like selling the vision without showing like, and I understand, like if you want to be in that early investor adoption mindset, like it's completely fine.
I could share my screen right now and I'll show you like,
like
the accumulation of what's here. Let me share my screen real quick. Where is that? Can I do that?
Mike came with numbers for sure.
Oh, you got it's disabled. But for example, like since we've talked, I've already earned, when I told you, I've already earned 30 cents since we've talked about this, since like I last brought it up.
Right.
You know, so like I said, it's about $5 a day right now with the current amount I have invested. But I mean, like I said, that's a liquidity pool, so it's slightly different than the NFT world, but it's all related.
What was your initial investment, Mike? Because we don't know. Like, you don't have to say your initial investment, but what was the investment return as it relates to the percentage?
Okay, so right now, my initial investment was like $1,500.
Okay.
Well, that's the current value of my initial investment, because
what
like
was
the
it when you
crypto
initially put it in?
It's probably let's see. Let me see if it'll tell me what my 800. I probably put in like maybe 16 or 1700, but that's based on like no, it was about 1500. Yeah.
Okay, 1500.
And so on that 1500, I'm making $5 a day, which would be, you know, let's do the which is
Eight- 1825. $1,825.
$5.
$5.
Actually, sorry, no, not $5 a day, $12 a day. Sorry. Yeah. So I was like, damn, that number doesn't look right.
Does
So it's
not
like
look right.
$360 a month or $4,300 a year. But that's considering that the interest rate stays consistent with where it is now.
Do you truly believe that interest rate will stay where do you believe the interest rate will be at the end of the year? In December
I'm estimate.
2022?
I think minimum, the lowest it's going to go is going to be like 20%, which is still way better than my high yield savings account at 0.5%.
Yeah. That makes, like, the thing is, it makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
Like, if that's true.
Yeah.
Like, it makes a lot of sense. If that's true.
It's too good to be true, Solomon.
I mean, like I said, I'm skeptical too. Like I just said, you know what?
Like, you have to have, like, the fact that, like, there is no skepticism, like, from you, Brandon, like shows like it's like there's concern.
Solomon, let's look at it. Like, look at it this
because
way.
I'm not skeptical of it.
Yeah.
No, but look at it this way, Solomon.
It is the fringe thing, though. That's why I'm not skeptical of it. It is the conspiracy theory. Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
if I had left,
there's a lot I want to say about it.
But if I had left this money in my high yield savings account, I've made more money in a couple days than I would have made over the entire year leaving it in my high yield savings account.
Sure, and that's compared.
So like that's why even if I only put it in for a couple of days, it's still better than like
he's a hater. Mike,
he's like,
no. Like I get it. Like I was skeptical too.
I am like, I am currently invested in like crypto, and I see like cracks.
No, Solomon. Like I agree with you. Like if I had invested,
cracks. Like
when I first heard about this platform, that's when like the interest rate was at like 1,000%, and I was like, no, there's no way that's real. But then like I slowly like started just like, say, fuck it, I'm gonna put some money in here, and I've already seen the fruits of it, and I'm just
trying to understand, what are the cracks? What are the cracks?
So in my eyes, the cracks are that the entire value is like based like on the community,
on usability.
Sure, might be usability. It might be what, like, I don't know, but all I do know is like as it relates to like and Mike's project is awesome, it's dope. I personally want to know large scale kind of returns. That's it. I'm an individual selfish investor, and if I have I might need to have a different perspective to be in this game. You know what I'm saying? I might need to be more community oriented to be in this game. But like the thing is, like, Mike doesn't actually know. Do you know these people? Do you know a single other player that has a hero in this platform?
No, well, other than the people I follow on TikTok, no. And like it doesn't, like I said, like I'm not invested in this community. I'm not in the Discord talking every day. Like I literally go in the Discord, I ask a question like, hey, how do I do this? And someone says, oh, you do this, and then that's it. Like,
but that's there for him though.
Yeah.
The Discord,
like I can go in.
That's where
go in the Discord.
That's priceless.
Get advice on like anything in the game, like in the moderators of the literal creators of the platform are in the Discord answering questions about like
priceless.
That is valuable information. Knowledge is very valuable information.
Like am I going to get answers from the CEO of Chase? No. Like
I get that.
So like that's
so it's like, okay, I get it. It's like, so what I see it as is like you get to be an angel investor for a type of company that you will get like real transparency to.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
And I'm fine with that.
I even get to vote. Like you get to vote on decisions about where the game is going. That's the other benefit of the NFT.
Huh? All shareholders get to vote in stock board options. So, like, yeah. So like that can't be like used as something like that's very valuable as well. but if you own a share of a specific company, you actually get to vote.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, but it's difficult. Like, it's not easy. It's not easy
No,
just clicking a
It's
button
just
saying,
like,
this is
your
what I want to
voice is
do.
lesser. Your voice is lesser because it's like bigger companies. That's what it is. But you do have a voice.
I mean, yeah,
You
you
get to
have a
vote.
voice, but like you have to submit a written thing saying this is how I want to vote on it. It's to mail it in. It's a big hassle. With this, I
It's a
click
lot
a
of
link on
middlemen.
Discord and say,
It's a
this
lot
is
of
what I
middlemen.
want. A lot of middlemen.
A lot of middlemen. That's where we're getting away from, Salo. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like the stock market, like these normal ass companies are in trouble.
For what? Like
Because we
don't
can
get it.
run
I don't
all
like.
this
Is there
shit.
an NFT that's gonna take over, like, I don't know, Microsoft Office? Is there gonna be like
Bro, why not? Like,
saying
you
why
can
not
literally
actually
run
developing the product?
because I'm saying you can literally run any application on blockchain. And you can store all that information simultaneously.
What is
And
what
the thing
what
is, like,
current-
Microsoft is investing in this type of future. Facebook is
Absolutely.
investing in this type of future. Like
Because
they're trying to
see the
prepare
trend.
for it because they
They
see
see the
what's
trend.
coming.
They see what's
Ex-
coming. They see that it's about to, everything's about to flip.
What is the biggest application for blockchain use today?
Anything.
No. Give me the biggest. Don't say anything.
I think it's just right now. It's just smart contracts.
It's
What are
smart
contracts, Mike?
NFTs.
For the unknown user, for the unknown audience.
So yeah, I mean, NFTs and just like an agreement of payment that is on the blockchain.
Yeah, the verification tool for NFT.
Yeah, it's a verification tool for NFT or any type of transaction. It doesn't have to be an NFT, but it can be, an exchange between two users. Like, you, like me and you want to, like, say I wanted to like Venmo you instead, but instead I'm just going to send you some crypto. That's verified on the blockchain. Same idea. You just won't get you'll check your wallet and it'll, the money will be there. And there's a contract that's involved in that exchange that says, this is the exact amount that I exchanged to you at this point in time.
So currency transfer.
This.
The currency transfer is like the biggest value out of crypto that we've seen so far.
Currency transfer for sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's currency.
On demand liquidity.
I mean, that's what Bitcoin is. Like that's
Exactly.
that's what
I'm trying to
Bitcoin
get.
is the
That
right
is
now.
really what I'm
Bitcoin is the
trying to
biggest
get.
crypto, but at some point, like that could switch. Like Bitcoin's the biggest one because it's the first one.
Mm-hmm.
On demand liquidity.
Yeah. And yeah, and instant transactions without going through a bank.
Demand, yeah.
Yeah, on demand transactions without caps, without anything. Which
no,
and that leads to some of the things that like I was going to bring up as it relates to the phishing scam. But I don't think we should talk about it too much. But like, with that automated liquidity, with that, there is like some security. Like, do you not see the security risks in automated capitalism?
All right, there's security risks in everything. Like, I can get phished and someone can take my bank account information. Like,
what is the security risk?
Your bank has like an agreement to say, like, if you get like caught out in a phishing scam, like banks actually have policies that will say, if you lose your money to a phishing scam, this is how we will operate. You have that in the contract when you sign up. Okay. You know this information when you go in. When somebody gets phished,
no. Mike, do you give a fuck about that?
Oh, the like protections.
The protections for getting caught up for being a dumbass.
Consumer protection. Bro, I'm just saying, you two don't care about it. Does not mean it doesn't matter.
No. Facts. Solomon. What I'm saying is, I think younger people don't care about that. I think older people care about that. I think older people don't care about that because they're like not as knowledgeable as it relates to these transactions. They are more knowledgeable than older people when it comes to online transactions. If you get phished out of your entire wallet, and there is no way to get the money back outside of a platform that is supposed to be able, like, it's a decentralized platform. Like, if it's gone, it's phished out of your wallet. Whose fault is that?
like Solomon like understands that it's the user's fault, but like still there's
consumer
protections based on the current.
protections are speak specifically to the
consumer
business
protections,
security.
and that's why banks are allowed to scam people for consumer protections. So I mean, it's like one or the other. It's like so you're using
Banks
consumer
are allowed
protections
to
as
people in what way? Are you speaking to like the overdraft fees that people go through this?
overdraft fees, the fact that they're able to make what Mike was saying, 50% on what you invest.
The fact that that they take that the money that I put in the bank
in your checking account,
in my checking account isn't really like it's
They
there
take that
at a liquidity sense, but I don't get any of the payback of what they're using that money for. Like,
because
that
it is
seems
in
like
your
a scam.
checking
In order
account.
to fund consumer protections.
It is your checking account.
If it's a savings account, like why do I only get 0.5% of what the bank is using when they're making billions, like off of people's money
Because
off the liquidity that people are providing?
you the rate. They gave you the rate. You signed.
But there's crypto insurance. But there's crypto insurance too, Solomon. There's crypto insurance firms.
But do they truly operate? Like, how do they operate?
I'm not sure.
Like,
I haven't looked into it.
Yeah,
For
that's
me
what I'm saying. Like the
personally,
average
like-
crypto user does not have crypto insurance. I'm honestly like of the 300 million users, how many?
This is
how many-
new, Solomon. This is all
For
new.
me personally, I would rather have full control of my money and be able to make the full amount of money that I can make off of it, rather than have a bank make billions off of me and me not see any of that, like any of it.
Right. And the only
Like-
risk is I don't be a dumbass when I'm
And there's
entering
ways to
information
like
on
protect,
the internet.
like, so there's there's ways to
that's
protect
the only cost
your,
to me.
like there's ways to protect the majority of your funds
patient.
too. Like you can have a MetaMask account on your, so there's the cold wallet and there's the hot wallet. You should put the majority, like for people who are really in the space, and I'm not even that deep into the space yet, you can put the majority of your money on a cold wallet or literally a hard drive.
Mhm.
And that's where all of your crypto is. And then they also have wallets like MetaMask that is called a hot wallet that's always connected to the web.
Yeah.
So essentially you can set it up. You can set it up to where you always have the majority. You can set it up to where you have the majority of your funds on your cold wallet and only transfer what you need to your hot wallet. So at any given time, even if you get phished, you're only losing,
How many percent of users do you think are doing that, Mike? Cold wallets.
They're gonna have to learn
Out of
how to do
convenience,
that,
Mike. How many users out of the 300
I
million?
mean, probably, the people who have millions invested in crypto probably have the
probably
cold
doing
wallets.
that. Probably for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Like that's
exactly.
that's
have
like the
cold
extra
wallets?
step that people have to learn. That's the learning curve.
Do I
to,
have a
like,
cold wallet? No, I don't have a cold wallet. But eventually, once I start, I mean, like
Once you get there, yes.
once I
Like,
get
that's
there,
probably
for
my next
sure I'm
step.
getting a cold wallet. If any of these projects that I'm invested in blow up, I'm definitely getting a cold wallet. 100%. I'm putting that in an actual bank. In a safety
putting in a
deposit
safety
box.
deposit box.
Yeah, for sure. With an actual ledger. You know what I'm saying? No, bro. Like I'm actually doing that. So like, but I'm saying it's that serious. But you just gotta be smart about it.
Obviously there's risks of being in control of your own finances. People put money in banks so they know their money will be safe and secure and they don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
But if you really want, there's always the risk. It's your choice to make.
It is.
If you want to, take the extra risk of having your crypto in a hot wallet, then you need to understand that. And like I understood that as soon as I go into crypto, don't
Absolutely.
just click on a link and accept a transaction. You have the ability before you make the transaction to read what the transaction is. But most people they want to be quick, click, they confirm the transaction, and like that's how they get phished. They need obviously I always verify everything before I approve a transaction on my crypto wallet. And that's just something that, if it's something that needs to be taught, like as crypto becomes more mainstream and adopted, then so be it.
All right.
But I don't know if by introducing, this regulation and I guess consumer protections, I feel like that will take away from the gains that you can potentially make in crypto.
It will. But
Yeah,
what I'm
so-
saying is, like, honestly, as these crimes will still continue to happen. Like these crypto crimes will still continue to happen. At what point, like do these people actually try to go to the like there's legal processes that we live in. We still live in like a location where we have a legal, like people can sue. Like,
but there's nobody to sue.
Is there truly nobody to sue? If there is nobody to sue, would people sue OpenSea?
Like I said, they can't sue OpenSea because they were dumb and clicked a phishing link. Like it like the link that they clicked clearly wasn't.
They didn't check the address bar.
It's just like if you sign into your Microsoft account,
you could have got a false link and
you give them your password.
It's the same way they hack your bank account. You could have like a Bank of America phishing scam. Same thing.
There is a policy to get your money back with Bank of America.
I get that there's a policy to get it back, but what I'm saying is
have to say it like what the difference is between a bank and crypto. Like
no, Solomon. Like what you're not understanding is that either way you can get phished regardless. Like I understand one is gonna get your money back and the other one you're not.
You're not.
But like that's like
you're
like to try to blame. To try to blame, like you're not going to try to blame Bank of America for you getting phished. Like you're not, so you can't like.
Old people would do that. So,
like you can't.
I don't think young people do that.
Like you can't blame Bank of America because you got phished. You can only blame, and you can't blame OpenSea because you got phished.
I think that's game you can run on old people. You can't run that on young people. Like, oh, we're going to be able to do whatever we want with your money in order to, but if you make a dumb decision, we'll give you your money back.
And that's phishing for a bank account. So yeah, their bank has protections, but what if your Robinhood gets hacked? Does Robinhood have those same protections?
I mean, I don't know their policy, but I'd have to assume if they're a business, they'll have something to speak to it. They'll have some sort of customer support line. They'll actually have like, I believe Robinhood has technical support. Like I
mean, they'll have technical support, but like, does that mean they're gonna like, like obviously we don't know, but like
unknown, so we can't just go and say right now and assume to say no, this is not the case.
Okay.
I'm not too sure, but I don't really give a fuck if you're making stupid decisions and you're getting
Brandon, you're blaming the hacked on being hacked. That's understandable. That's like that can be an like that's a definite opinion that some people have.
Not even hacked. That's not even hacked. You're socially engineered. You're not even hacked.
That is part, like social engineering
you're not even
like it falls under the umbrella. Engineered. Social engineering is under the umbrella of hacking.
No, I don't put it into that. Personally, I don't put it under the same umbrella.
You personally don't put it under that, but like
I don't.
I go through like my yearly trainings, social engineering is one of those things.
I know what people
they literally say.
I don't agree that they're the same thing. That social engineering and hacking is the same thing. I think hacking is totally out of your control. Social engineering isn't within your control.
Yeah, to the extent of one click.
To the extent of multiple clicks.
All right. I think we've
exhausted this. We got to move on to the next topic, and let's move away from crypto just for like the time being, so we can have I don't know, some discussion about like the real fucking world that is happening around us. Not some fucking no, it's okay. I won't go over the top. But like there's some real shit going on in the world, guys, if you do not know. And let me speak to it. Let me go to the article. Ooh, do I not have it pulled up? Sorry. But basically, as you guys know, there have been tensions between Russia and Ukraine, where Russia has essentially had troop movements that essentially indicate that a war is coming. About a majority of their troops are lined up on their western front that borders Ukraine. There was a notable training regimen in Belarus, and a lot of people were noting that this training regimen was going to end on February 20th. And basically, the concern was after February 20th, what was Vladimir Putin going to do Was he going to move these troops back? Was he going to move these troops in a more strategic position, or was he going to keep them sitting put in Belarus? But now, as of February 21st, 2022, Vladimir Putin has ordered Russian troops to maintain the peace in 2 breakaway regions in eastern Ukraine, hours after the Russian president recognized Donetsk and Luhansk as independent entities. So these are 2 states that are, for all intents and purposes, officially recognized as part of Ukraine worldwide. But there have been Russian separatists that have been in these regions and have control of parts of eastern Ukraine where there is fighting that has been going on continuously, which is why you've heard it in the news up until this day. But there is with these troop movements that have occurred over the last 3 weeks, one, it is they are spending a lot of money, and there are a lot of troops that they need to support, which actually tells the people of the world that they are going to move sooner than later, or they are going to pull back sooner than later. And so Vladimir Putin's announcement of these independent regions of eastern Ukraine provide real concern, because it means that his intention is truly to invade eastern Ukraine. With that, there will be certain implications. The U.S. has notably said that U.S. will not provide ground troops in Ukraine. Ukraine is not part of NATO, so they will get, unfortunately, less support than a NATO country will. The stock markets are reflecting this already as a result. So Tuesday, for everybody out there, will not be fun for you. What I will say to that is, what are your thoughts on this? And I will bring a secondary topic up. And do you truly, do you care about this? Are there geopolitical impacts on this? Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So, I mean, if the Ukraine really isn't a part of NATO or any other major trading hub of the world, why does it really matter, I guess, if Russia takes over? What is I mean, obviously it sucks for the Ukrainian people, but it's I don't understand why it's affecting our politics and market, I guess, especially if we don't have any unless we have some major trading that happens out of Ukraine. I don't understand why it's affecting our market.
So the biggest, theoretically, the potential biggest European war since World War II, I wouldn't consider that to be a distraction. I would actually consider that the markets are actually moved by how countries will have to respond to Russia moving forward. Yeah.
So is this supposed to be a predecessor to Russia then invading the neighboring country of Ukraine?
Well,
is that what the speculation is? They're trying
yes,
world
the
domination?
speculation, these 2 regions are actually parts of Ukraine. These are parts of Ukraine, and Russia's, whose military is essentially one of the biggest in the world, is moving westward into Europe, into a region that will be bordering Germany. Man, I can't really speak to the other countries surrounding Ukraine, but there will be some sort of backlash as it relates to this. What?
I don't know, bro. I think it's all cap. I think it's all for show.
What is for show?
Just
the troop movements.
This whole conflict is it's just off of some archaic beef that Ukraine used to be a part of the USSR. In the US, Russia has gotten to a point where they feel like they can muscle their way back into some land that they used to own, and so they want that land because they've worked their way up to getting to that point where they can rightfully claim that land, or assert themselves.
Claim that land.
I'm not just. Bro. What? How do you claim land?
You take it. You kill people.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe it's not the right way of saying rightfully claim. I'm just how you claim land.
They feel it's rightfully theirs, is what.
Brandon they feel like they're in a position where it's this is our land, we can take it. because they've gotten themselves to that point
Yeah.
as a nation state. So it's like, that's just what happens in the world. And they're just trying to make, it's just something to talk about on the news, but I don't think that's like the most important thing going on in the world right now. I think what me and Mike were talking about is really like really what's about to like cause people to lose jobs all over the world.
So like, I think like for me, maybe I just like, I don't fully understand, you know, the politics of that area and just in general. I guess I just don't understand how it affects us on the other side of the world, I guess.
So
like
Russia,
unless the US plans to, but you just said that the US doesn't plan to provide any support, neither does NATO.
yeah,
Why does it all of a sudden affect literally every other country in the world to where our markets?
Russia is a big trading partner to a lot of different countries that are a part of NATO, and Russia is directly opposed to NATO. Like, they believe that NATO is a trading entity that is fully immersed in the deterioration of the Russian state. And so,
watch what's about to happen, Solomon.
huh?
So is the greater scheme that Russia is going to declare war on, say, I don't know,
So like
the Eastern or Western Europe?
Well, the theory, like, there is no true theories that have developed from this. Like, I mean, I haven't read enough to kind of speak to the theories that people are coming up with as it relates to what the next steps are. But
it's literally cap. Like, yo, like Russia's gonna invade Ukraine. They're gonna sanction the shit out of Russia. Russia, who
Russia does not
recently,
care about those sanctions.
right, who recently just regulated cryptocurrency, is going to utilize cryptocurrency to get all of their things, everything that they need done in the world. And they're gonna bypass sanctions, and they're gonna be just fine. And people are gonna be like, fuck, sanctions don't work.
Yeah, but like, do you like, so when they like theoretically, if they do take Ukraine, just based on like the fact that their like army is very overwhelmingly stronger, like, than Ukraine, do you think as Russia, as like a superpower, do you think they will stop there? Do you think that will satisfy them? Because they held a lot more countries in the USSR.
Why would they go? Why would they go any further? Explain to me then why they go any further in Ukraine.
There are other countries that were previously a part of the USSR before, like, before.
So explain to me why they would invade those countries.
I don't know. I actually don't know why they're invading Ukraine now. I know they say they're part of like the same identity, but like
there's a lot of reasons. They're like the same culture.
Yes, but what happened? Like, so theoretically, if that is the case, why would they not also invade the rest of the previous USSR or the Soviet Union?
It might be NATO countries. They might be clicked up. It might be too much smoke to do that, but they can get Ukraine. That's what they can do.
Yeah, like I can't see them trying to attack Finland and like Sweden.
They might be NATO countries, and they're, or if we attack a NATO country, then everyone's gonna get involved. We're definitely gonna lose that war. But we can take Ukraine because they're not NATO.
Who's Russia's allies? China.
Yeah.
And so the reason why I was also going to bring like the second part to this was, China is currently like denouncing anybody who recognizes Taiwan as like a state, like a sovereign like place, and like, unlike Ukraine, like, Taiwan actually has like a pretty booming economy. They're democracies similar to like I think the Ukraine is a democracy as well. So like, since the split between these two countries, they've both kind of developed at their own pace, differential to like the authoritarian leaders of, you know, China and Russia respectively. Like, I think the whole kind of purpose to this is like, the US has intervened in a lot of like critical and non-critical junctions, but as it relates to like these types of superpower, like, we have not seen like big countries like take countries in this fashion for a while, in my eyes. And so if we are not to, like, if there is going to be like little to no reaction, and if these countries are like taken because we have some sensitivity, like, because there's like all these countries have nuclear warheads, how do we move forward? Like, I don't know.
How do we like, where do we draw the line?
Yeah, where is the line? Where is the
people
line? Where is the line?
Of like, because then like another country might feel like they can take over their neighboring
Easily.
country.
Easily.
The reason that they're not, I mean, shit, maybe.
It's
I don't
because
know,
it's
but,
because
like,
it's Russia and China. Like, the thing is, if you remember when Iraq took like Kuwait in 1991, like, it was easy. It was quick. 3 days on the ground.
right.
Because
that's what Ukraine and Russia would be.
no, it's not. Iraq is not Russia. Iraq is not Russia. Iraq is an army that can be defeated, like, quickly. Russia will not. Like, there's, and like, you know, for all intents and purposes, the Biden administration is not really about war, like, at all. He was really big on like the pullout campaign in Afghanistan back when Obama was president. Like, the U.S. will likely not go to war for the next 2 years unless something drastic happens. And so I wanted to know, like, how much will people get away with in this time?
I don't know, man. I think it's I think it is what it is. I think Ukraine is just going to get taken over by Russia and be a part of Russia in the near future. And that's what will happen.
And then, yeah, I mean, then we'll just have to see what the next move is for Russia. But like, I can't see them trying to then take over like Poland or
I don't think there's any move after that.
Romania.
I think they just take what they can get and they do that. Because why not? Because why not?
Like, if anything, like, I feel like Europe should be more concerned about this than we should. But yes. I mean, obviously, like, we are connected. We have an interest in everything that happens.
I mean, well, if some shit goes down in Europe, like, technically we're obligated to go to war. I mean, even though in the previous world wars we didn't go to war until we got immediately threatened by Germany. Yep. You know, we were in World War I. We were threatened when Germany tried to click up with Mexico, and then World War II, Pearl Harbor. So
direct action needs to happen, essentially.
Right, in order for us to get involved historically, but I think nuclear warheads are a deterrent.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, is there, like, do you see
aliens are deterrent to nuclear warheads? Yeah. So I'm not worried about any of that.
For sure.
I'd be more worried about jobs and making a decent living. And is crypto and artificial intelligence going to take away your job? I think that's more important. That's a more important thing to worry about than what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. But it's good political theater for sure.
I don't truly think it's like theater, because I do think they truly intend on taking.
People are really gonna die for sure.
Yeah. Like, yeah. I don't want to call it, but I do like the whole purpose. Like, I think, like, with this is like the rise of like autocratic nations, like taking over democracies, like, in theory, because they have just truly more centralized power as a result. Like, there is like one man calling the shots. You're automatically more unified to like react quicker, take certain actions. There is like benefit, like, with these democracies to like click up and say, like, we are working as a team to like do something. But like, when I see this 1v1, like, there's like seldom support. There is, like you said, there's sanctions. But like,
I think all that's going to happen is they'll be sanctioned, and then they'll be able to bypass the sanctions through cryptocurrency, and that's going to motivate other countries to get more involved into cryptocurrency.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. To be honest, like, I just don't know enough about that area or what's going on to really give a deep dive comment on what's happening. I think, yeah.
Well, I'll just say in short, like what I see is like a country who believes that other regions are theirs,
Hmm.
like sovereign regions are theirs, are now moving towards and taking them. Like that's a little,
Yeah, it's scary.
yeah, it's like the thing is, it's like, and like both Russia and Ukraine have ties. Ukraine doesn't have as like much ties as Russia, just because Russia has like a lot of like solid just goods that they provide for the world, and there's like a lot more connections. But like, I don't think the world. I don't know. I don't know.
I also just don't even understand why Russia wants Ukraine. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. Like if the land is the land good? I mean, I guess they have the Black Sea right there for trading routes, but I mean, we have airplanes now. Like we don't need to travel by sea to transport stuff.
Well, I mean, you can't fly over certain nations, right? I think it's like you can boat wherever. That's like international waters or whatever, but you can't fly over wherever. If I'm not
so, but
mistaken.
like, unless like, so you like, is Ukraine putting like sanctions on Russia to say you can't fly over us? Like, and that's what's causing the beef. Like, I can't see that be what.
No, I
be
think
like
it was
the
actually the
cause of-
other way around. Like Russia like stopped doing business with Ukraine to essentially attempt to weaken them so they can like take them over. Like initially when like Ukraine started out, they were heavily reliant on Russia, like for this like export of their own goods, like the
So
mills that
then
they create.
maybe
But like,
by Russia feeling that Ukraine entirely depends on them, they just felt like, well, why not just be a part of our.
but later down the line, they like actually like I forgot what the conflict was. I was listening about it like on like a podcast, but like Ukraine actually had to like change their entire like a lot of businesses in Ukraine had to change their business models as it related like because of the lack of commerce they had with Russia after like I think 2014 when Russia initially invaded like certain areas of eastern Ukraine with like Russian backed separatists. They weren't necessarily like it's a proxy war at this point. It's not necessarily real troop movements, which is why most people don't a lot of people do not care about proxy wars. People mostly care about
yeah. US to announce sanctions after Putin orders troops into breakaway. So it just went down. It's going down right now.
Yeah. But like we already know that this will not kind of prevent like Russia from
they did a blitzkrieg. Forward. Russia just did a blitzkrieg.
Yeah, into these regions. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to get to. Like this like this is happening like right now. Like this is the first like these are the first hours of the invasion, essentially. Yeah. But they're already, like I said, the Russian-backed separatists are already holding portions of both of these states that I previously mentioned. But what
so there are people within Ukraine that want to be a part of Russia.
No, so it's essentially Russia paid essentially paramilitary groups to attempt to claim as much
uprising.
Yeah, create as much like push into Ukraine as far as they can with the support that they have. But like they only hold currently like and let me look at the picture. As it relates to these regions, oh man, they actually have a pretty decent sized portion. Like the separatist held areas kind of comprise about 25 to 30%. So they already have a foothold in Ukraine, but now the whole thing is Russia is actually using all of their troops. Like their like the point I brought up earlier was like the amount of troops that they have at like this far away, kind of from like the like capital and like place a military base. Kind of indicate, yes, the Kremlin, for all intents and purposes, indicate kind of like where their head is at as it relates to how about it they are. Like they are, if this was just a training drill, this would be a waste of fucking money. But this is like, the whole reason why I brought this up is because this is really happening right now. And so I brought it as like a try to breaking news kind of a story. I wanted to see kind of like how you see it going on, because they're only claiming 2 individual states of Ukraine to be independent, because they have these Russian-backed separatists in certain areas that hold currently about 25 to 30% of both of these regions. So once they get both of these regions, will they continue on into Ukraine? Like these sanctions will have to be, like the US is part of NATO. Like, will other countries stop business with Russia? Will this affect the
Yes,
stock
but it won't
market?
matter.
Huh?
Yes, but it won't matter.
To
Because
trade?
yes, because they're regulating crypto.
Who is? Russia
Who?
is?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I'm trying to speak to more of the political, not the sanction side to it.
It's
It
a
was just like,
political theater where they're like, oh shit, sanctions don't work anymore. We got to think of something else. I don't know. I'm done talking about it. I can say the same thing over and over again.
so you. All right, yeah, I'm down to stop it there.
Yeah. I'll just leave it at we'll see what happens. You know, I hope that there's whatever happens, it's the least amount of bloodshed as possible. Even if it just ends up with, you know, I don't know, Ukrainian leaders just surrendering. I don't know what the best, obviously, like, I don't know what the best course of action for Ukraine is. But, you
I think
know,
that's what's gonna happen.
I'd rather not a bunch of people die for
Yeah. I'd rather
for a
that.
point for a pointless, for a cause that, you know, like that they can't win, or if they can't win it, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd rather that too. I'd rather they just surrender, but I think that's gonna happen, and then we're gonna get these NATO countries are gonna put sanctions on Russia, and Russia's gonna be able to thrive despite them due to their regulation of cryptocurrencies.
But yeah, I get that. I like, yeah, for sure. I'll leave it at that.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
started off the pod heavy crypto, ended with breaking news of the Ukraine Russia.
Ukrainian invasion.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see how this unfolds. Probably have a story tomorrow or in the next couple days of what's going to happen. I feel like this is going to develop pretty quickly. So just kind of keep an eye on it.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt.
For sure.
Well, it's been real, y'all. I think I'm gonna get ready for bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, then. Peace.
Hey, Chip, have a good one. Catch up next week.
Yep.
Peace.